Good evening, my viewers. This is George Ondek with the latest edition of the George Ondek Show. I'm very proud tonight to have as my guest a man who's an expert in the field of home security. He owns a company in that field. But I'm also proud to say he's my friend. His sister, Rosa Calderon, has lived next to me in Society Hill, too, for about 15 years, and in Peekskill. And one thing I have to say about Mr. Calderon, he's an immigrant originally from Peru, and he's a successful businessman today. And Francisco, tell us a little bit about how you came to America and how you came now to own your own security company.
Well, I came to New York like 16 years ago.
Right.
I originally, like you say, from Peru, from Lima, from the capital. And my sisters and brothers and my mom came to America before me. And that's when my mom get to be a citizen from the United States. And that's when all the papers start to roll to be. I was the only one left in Peru. All my sisters and brothers were here. So I get the invitation. I get all the documents to fill, and that's when I was able to come here in 2000. And from the beginning, I was not a citizen. I have the option in 2007. But before, I was, like you say, I have my green card, and I was able to work and do everything like any citizen here.
And both you and your sister are hardworking people. I know your sister travels into the city every day, and I think she's a financial expert.
Yeah, she worked for another company as like an assistant of the CEO of the company. And yeah, she's been traveling to the city maybe the last more 25 years, something like that.
That has to be tough on her, you know.
Oh yeah, wake up early in the morning. I was there too. I was for 2 years working in the city too.
Right.
But then I like Westchester County, so I decided to move up here.
You speak English very well. Did you learn English in your country, or did you learn it since you came to America?
I learned in Peru. I never know I was going to be able to speak in this way English when I came here.
You speak very well.
Because they tried to teach me in the Peruvian schools English, but I was not that good. Until one day I discovered I was able to talk and speak with some Canadian friend. So in that time I said, well, something happened when I was a child, because all my sisters and brothers speak English at home, because they went to an American school. So the first language they learned was English.
In Peru?
In Peru. Because my dad is the doctor, and he worked with this American company in the middle of the mountains in the south of Peru, and there was an American company who extract copper. So they have the copper mine, and they have the town where everybody lives. So we have schools, we have swimming pools, we have everything like it's a small town from the United States sitting in the middle of the mountains of Peru.
Really? It's similar to the United States?
Yeah, it's similar. The houses, the way, the telephones.
It isn't poor like I picture a lot of Peru to be, you know. I've been in countries such as Vietnam where the people were very poor.
Yeah, but you will not see that poor, because in that part in Peru, maybe.
Is that you near Lima, Peru? Or?
No, this is in Southern Peru Copper Corporation. That company is there, and it's been there from the 50s, 30s, I think. So my dad started to work there. I think that's what I understand when I start to learn English, because I hear, you know, they say when you are a kid, when you're a baby, if you hear the first language, is where you're really going to understand and learn. Because I have friends who have a very accent, a lot of accent.
Right.
They speak very good because they went to school 5 years to study English, but the accent is really coming from when you are a baby. So here my sister and my brother is speaking at home English all the time, only speaking Spanish to my dad, my parents.
You know, one thing, Francisco, I advocated, and I go to school board meetings. At one time they only had bilingual language education from kindergarten to 3rd grade. I think now the Peekskill schools have it from kindergarten to 12th grade. And with the big Spanish influence in Peekskill, in New York, in America, I think it's important for American citizens who speak English to speak Spanish, and for Spanish people who came here to learn English. You can get the fruits of America by integrating into the language and getting to know our businesses and our customs, such as you have done. Now, how did you start out? Your first job in America?
Well, I have many jobs. When I came here, I worked for different companies, and I don't know if I can mention here, but
Yeah. You can mention it.
So I started like a sales in Sears, of course, because my first language is Spanish,
Right,
so I was working there. I work UPS in the mornings from I think it was 2 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock. So I've been to different jobs, and then I work in the city, like I told you before,
New York City.
doing security, fire and alarm systems. And I also work for another telephone company, install telephone systems. And then I decided to move up here, and then I started to work in Peekskill. I lived the first 3 years with my sister, Rosa. So I was your neighbor.
Who's a lovely neighbor.
Yeah. And then after that, I moved to North White Plains to work with this company with security system too.
Yeah.
So there, I worked there for 4 years, and I learned a lot of stuff. Everything I learned.
And now you're the owner of your own company, I believe.
In 2007, I started my own business, but it was only part-time.
Now, a big subject in New York, in Peekskill, in all cities, is home security. Why is it important for a homeowner today to have security cameras, security systems? And I'll give an example of up where I live. It's a very nice development. I live in a condominium development, and I heard one day that somebody came out of their house and 4 tires were missing off their car. And I think it's such a quiet neighborhood, how could that happen? But if we had security cameras on our houses, the culprit would have been caught. So maybe you want to talk a little bit in what you're an expert on today.
Well, security cameras, yeah, they've been changing a lot, and the prices are very low right now in these days. You can find very...
But what I'm more interested in is why we need security cameras. I have them on my car, by the way, because people have done vandalism to my car.
Yeah, you can do the cameras inside the car. Well, it's important to have it because it trace people, cars, or situation that happen outside your home or different business. So, like when they happen something like you say, the 4 tires, maybe they don't have a camera there pointing to a car, but they have a camera in the corner. And if each house they have a camera outside, they will protect them to see something steal, something break outside. But also it will help the police department to go to each camera.
Look what just happened in New York City with that terrorist who put the bombs in 2 different areas. Yeah. Security cameras caught him, right?
They don't go to just one, they go to 20 cameras and go they
People don't realize how they're being surveyed every place they go today now.
And
you could be in a Dunkin' Donuts and they have 5 cameras there. You could be out on the street walking and you're being surveyed all the time.
And I think it's good, you know. Like you just mentioned, Dunkin' Donuts, I go there and I take a look because I'm in that business, but people don't realize they're being watching.
Yeah.
If you don't do nothing wrong, it's nothing really to be scared or nothing. But that's the reason I think people need to install security cameras in their homes and to feel more comfortable. Like I have my brother who lives in Ohio, they have security alarm system. And they're being okay, but one night they forget to put it, and that night they get robbed.
Wow.
And the 2 guys that get in from the garage, they got in and they take everything in the first floor. It was in the purse, the wife. Wow. So they left and they find the guys that morning, the police, because they were searching.
Now, to do this, I have a friend who has a house in Florida and a house in Cortland. He can see everything that's happening in his house in Florida through a security camera and a computer setup does he have.
Yes, and the phones too. Now the smartphones, you can be able to watch all the cameras there.
Yeah, but I hear there's one drawback to either the smart TVs or the smartphones, that they can track you and see what's going on in your living room. Is that true?
Yeah, I hear something about the smart TVs.
Samsung,
they have something.
That is unbelievable.
You have to turn it on. It's something like you have an option to turn it off.
So they can be observing you?
Yeah, they can.
Wow.
But they
That's
use more of
amazing.
that to check what you like to see or watch, or the data. It's more of the data.
Do you think that's a coming thing, that what the police cars have now and what I have in my car, a camcorder that if somebody damages your car, it can be recorded and
Yeah,
you can.
because
Hood
back
cams,
in the
hood
days,
cam.
back in the days you don't have those cameras, the mini cameras. Now you can put an SD card
Yeah.
inside a little camera,
SD card.
and they have motion, so only record when something moves around the car, so you don't lose the battery
Wow.
life. And I think the police car have it for many years now, but
Yeah.
the new technology go to high definition.
But also, if they put cameras on police officers, there shouldn't be a turn-off switch, you know? But maybe I shouldn't get into that.
Well, I don't know. They have the ability to
Unless
do
it
that.
was just for like an emergency where they have to go.
Well, if I don't know, they have a free time, like they go into some place to have a coffee. I don't think they need to record that.
Or-
So that's why they have to turn it off. But if they're on duty, they have to turn it on.
Yeah. What other parts of the security field? And
Alarm systems, I think that's very important to have in homes because they also protect your family and protect your stuff you have inside the house. And in these days, you can turn it on and off using your smartphone.
And the more people are aware that your house is protected, the less likely they're going to break.
Yeah, some
into it.
people I install alarm system in their houses, and they don't like the signs they go in the garden. They call garden signs.
Yes.
And I ask them why they don't want it. You want to tell people you go away from my house. This house is protected, and they say no because they think they're going to bring more attraction, that they have something special.
No. You know what I think happens? Some people have the signs, they don't have the systems, but just because they have the sign there, the burglars won't touch it because they don't even want to take the risk. And I don't understand how burglars could be so dumb in a bank where they know they can get 20 years in jail, they know they're going to be taped, and they go in there and try to stick up a bank.
Well, I never, until I came here to America, I never know you can go to the bank and handle a paper and say, this is a robbery, give me the money.
Really?
Yeah.
They don't have bank robberies in
They
Peru?
have it, but they have with guns and everything, and
Wow.
you don't want to be there, so it's different. So, but here, yeah.
Well, we could get on to another subject, but it doesn't pertain to this. But it's even worse. A guy goes into a bank and with a gun or whatever and says, "Give me the money." He gets $2,000 or $3,000, and he goes to jail for 20 years. But a bank president can tell 5,000 tellers to add illegal accounts to people's accounts, and he don't go to jail at all.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that don't
Yeah,
seem
I hear
fair.
that story about the bank, yeah.
Yeah, I won't mention the name of the bank because I don't want to get sued, but it's a disgrace. And the CEO seemed to think it was all right
It
when
was right,
Congress
yeah. I
was
saw that,
investigating.
Yeah, I saw it on the TV, and I was feeling bad too for those people because they're worker like you and me, so
So
they don't have the
Francisco,
money to protect
do you
themselves.
get to go back to Peru every so often?
I was in the beginning, the first years, maybe the first 8 years, I was going every often, but last time, I was there in July this year.
In July.
After 6-7 years.
Wow.
I went to visit my dad and my mom. They're still living
And
there.
how young is your dad? You were telling me
My
before
dad.
the show.
My dad is going to be 92.
What do you think it attributes his long life? And your mom's, I've met your mom. She's a very nice person.
Thank you.
She comes visit Rosa very often.
Every year she's coming to visit us.
Do they eat good foods or healthy foods,
Well,
vegetables?
my dad is a doctor, so he knows what to
a
eat and how to eat.
doctor. See, I never knew that about you.
Yeah, he's an eye doctor, so
Wow.
as a surgeon,
Yeah.
he's a successful doctor
Wow.
there in
Is he
Peru.
still No.
Yeah, he's still practicing.
Really?
He's not
At
doing any
92?
surgery, but he has this optic center where you can go and have classes. He measure you, everything, and so it's very
That is
unique to
amazing.
see him, 92 years old, walking like nothing and moving around, and it's very good. I
It's
like
amazing what some people can do at an older age.
Yeah.
The most amazing person I had on my TV show was a Captain Miller. He lived to be about 100, 101,
Wow.
but up to 98 or 99, he was riding a motorcycle and he was flying a plane. A good friend of mine is a pilot of Cessna planes, and he was a friend of his at the airport.
Wow.
And it's amazing, some people with the longevity, and I don't know if it's
Yeah.
eating good food, exercising, but some people are truly amazing, like your
I
father.
think, like you say, is the food. Is the food. He's still taking naps. He was able to take
That's a
naps.
power nap. I even take power naps now, being 39 plus. I
Yeah.
won't tell my audience I'm 74 because they think I'm a lot younger than that, you know.
You look like younger.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're about 30, right? 35?
I will not tell everybody too.
All right. Only your hairdresser knows for sure.
Yeah,
Right?
she knows.
But let's get back to America and this flag, Francisco. The opportunity in America, isn't it great if you can apply yourself,
It is.
especially if you're an immigrant who comes here?
It is true. Is that when you see it from outside, you don't think it's going to be like that. But again, my case was maybe different because I grew up in an American company town.
Right.
So the rules and everything and the way we were living there were like Americans. So we don't have that shock or that change in culture to come here. So I feel more like an American when I was
Did your
born.
mom work as well, or was she a stay-at-home mom?
Mom was a nurse. My mom,
Oh, wow.
she went to school to be a nurse. Then after they married with my dad, she was not. I have 5 brothers and sisters, so we were 6. So
Wow.
I don't think my mom can work.
Did your
in-
brothers and sisters come to America too, or are they
Yes,
still
they come
in
before me. Everybody
Are they spread throughout
into in
the
California, Ohio.
professional people too?
Everyone is a
Wow.
professional. Everybody. We went to schools, to college.
So the great thing about America is the melting pot of people from all over the world come here, and they make America a better place, right?
It is. It is.
In my opinion, America is number one and will always be number one.
I consider America number one. It was before. It's now, and I think it's going to be forever.
And we can make it even better, but we're not perfect either. We have some problems, and we still have to work on them.
Oh yes, we have some. But I think, like you say, everybody have to do something, and at the end we're going to have a.
And you're a
American.
proven success that if you work for something, you get more out of life. My wife and I were once very poor. We lived in Yonkers. We lived in a ghetto section, Getty Square, although it wasn't a ghetto then. But we didn't know that we were poor, but we both worked, and we achieved a goal to own a house one day and to have good jobs. And through education and through the opportunity that America affords you, you can get ahead here and you can do very well. It's not like some countries that have a class system or where only the top 1% can achieve greatness,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like some of the Middle Eastern countries, where if you're
Oh,
a member
yeah.
of the royal family or you're a member of Castro's family in Cuba, the
Oh,
top
yeah.
1% seem to get all the riches, and the average people get $80 a month. That's what I hear the average salary in Cuba is right now.
And Peru, I
And
think
that's the
it's-
marriage they made with Russia for 60 years. And I think our president is pretty smart that he's thawing the relationship with Raul Castro.
Oh,
But
Raul, yeah,
now
no,
we're going to
that's
get to international politics. I don't know how that happens.
Well, Venezuela too is following what's going to happen in Cuba. What happened in Cuba, Venezuela is happening right now. So
Yeah, when you have tourists coming from America and spending money there, they will see more of the capitalist way again, and maybe they will get away from the socialism and the communism there.
I don't think the people want to do that. I think
No.
it's the government who is
Yeah,
forcing them to do
the
whatever they want. Yeah.
Castro. Raul does not seem as bad as Fidel was,
No, I don't think. I don't know if he's still alive or not, but
He's still alive, but
Yeah, he's still alive.
in the background. But let's get back to security in America and why companies such as yours and people need to have services such as security cameras. What else do you do besides security cameras?
we do alarm systems,
Alarm
monitoring to alarm systems.
Something like a company called ADT,
Yeah, something like that.
similar to them.
Well, it's I think I would do something better, but
Oh, okay.
we use better equipment. We do better services.
Probably more reasonably cost. too.
Yes.
But I really can't promote your company. You're here to
Yeah, I know that.
promote.
The only thing is ADT have more people sell,
Sure.
advertising.
And national advertising.
So that's the reason. But if we had to compare, it's really, we are better. But
your personalized service, that's the difference. You're the owner of the company. People can call you. They can call you any.
Yeah,
in fact, do you have a telephone number or a website where people can reach you in case my vast viewers, have any questions about security? I'm sure you'll give them a free consultation the first time, right?
Yes, I have a website. We have
can you repeat them for us, Francisco?
What, the number, the telephone?
Yeah, that would be okay.
It's 914-402-4488.
And your website?
The website is www.proselectsecurity.com.
And if people think they are safe without any any system.
But when you say the ADT is right, because a lot of people have that in the back of the mind, it's kind of like that. But it's not different. I just want to tell the people when it's equipment is nothing different. The monitoring is cheaper. We don't sign loan contracts, and again, like you say, we are there for you all the time, 24-hour response.
So you give personalized
and personal
service.
Also. It's not like a 800 number, and that person is living in California, and you're never going to see that person, or the person who will install it.
Personalized, hands-on service.
Yes, and that's right.
Okay. What more do you want to talk about? I've about run out of questions. We still have about 5 minutes to go. Is there anything I've overlooked that you wanted to bring up tonight, Francisco?
Well, about my business?
About anything, your business, your...
Well, I think about people, they have to realize I know it's an expensive security system when they think it's not something they don't have in the priority on the first list or page. They put it in the back because they think it's nothing really important. I think when you get to the point when you have your home, when you have your business, you want to be able to watch and monitoring what's going on there when you are there or when you are not there. This is not about to check only the employees.
A business with employee theft, we hate to think of employee theft, but monitoring system can watch.
Most of them
and I know people who own business who can be in their own house monitoring what their employees are doing in the retail business.
They do it all the time. Most of the 90% of the business owners, that's what they do. They see how the business is running. They can see in the phone.
Do you install systems into businesses as well?
Yeah, we do homes and business, both.
Do you have many people working for you, or you?
No, I have the part-time. Yeah, I have one or two that can work with
so
me.
you're small, right? You're a small business man. That's what America was built on, too. Thousands upon thousands of small businesses.
And as you know, it's not because you think it's a small business, only 1 or 2 people working. You think you're not going to install 5 buildings, like 6 feet, 6 floors. When you see that huge, 1,000 apartments there, you say, how these company can do that? They only have 2 people.
And you travel all over Westchester County and part of Putnam, I've heard, too?
Yeah, I do all Westchester County and Putnam. We do that. But again, going back to what I was talking about is engineering. You had to do a lot of engineering here sometimes because you had to use a lot of technology equipment they have. So one cable, you have one cable, coax cable, they can transmit 30 cameras from that, and they go from one building to another building 600 feet, and then you have 30 cameras here, 30 cameras here. So you don't need all these wires, all these connectors. You don't need to hire 20 employees.
You got wireless with the computers.
We have wireless, but we're not selling it because they're not secure. Because that something happened important that time, you lose that, and you don't have any backup.
Something amazing on a commercial I saw. It was either Optimum or Fios. Somebody's having a problem with their TV set, and they can do through the computer now. They can see into your house, supposedly in this commercial, and say, no, you got to put that yellow wire into that thing, and their TV is fixed. And I've experienced something like that with the company I have, that all you have to do is call a 611 number, and they can help you fix it without sending a serviceman out. That is amazing.
Yeah, that's the future. That's the technology now. Yeah. All these apps they have in the phones, it's easy to do it.
Okay, so you came to America 16 years ago?
Yeah, 16 years ago.
and you're a successful businessman, we found out that immigrants can make it in America, and we do not have to deport everybody. A certain guy running for president, I shouldn't get political, but it's so wrong to want to deport people, you know.
I think this country is made from immigrants, and everybody had to feel that.
Yes.
Everybody had to feel in that way.
Italian immigrants who helped build America, Irish, African American people.
Everybody.
It's a melting pot of everybody, and that's what makes America great. Francisco Calderon, you've been a great guest on the George Ondek show tonight. What do you say to my vast audience in closing?
It was very nice to come here. I know you for a long time, and
it's been an honor to have a friend and somebody who could give his expertise on security to my audience.
Anytime when you want it.
And then once again, how they can contact you?
Oh, they can call me to 914-402-4488. Or they can go to my website, www.proselectsecurity.com.
My audience, good night for now. Remember, stay safe, stay secure. It's been an honor to have Mr. Calderon on my TV show. Until next time, be safe and honor America, the George Ondek Show. Thank you and good night.